Hey, what's up, WordCamp Denver? I am Neely with GoDaddy Pro, here to talk to you all with Maddy Osman and really talk about who she is, what her business is about, and give some best practices for you all.
So I am Maddy Osman. I run an SEO content writing company called Blogsmith. And what else is there to say? I don't know. I'm 29, living in Denver, and excited to have another year of WordCamp Denver. I'm also one of the co-organizers.
That is awesome. What do you do as a co-organizer?
So my job this year is working with all the sponsors, and I have been working with some members of your team. And then in years past, I've also helped with social media, website updates. So every year I try to do a different thing.
What got you into going to WordCamps to being a co-organizer?
I think that it started when I was in Chicago, when I used to live there. And I had some friends who were really involved with WordCamp Chicago. And so convinced me to go. I really enjoyed it, but it wasn't until I moved to Denver that I got personally involved. And I think that one of the things that made me interested in having this new volunteer opportunity on my lap was just trying to get to know people in Denver when I moved here, trying to forge connections with local WordPress people, and also just staying busy, having something that I could do that, I could feel good about, just knowing that it's like a nonprofit organization that we're helping the local community. So it was definitely a lot of reasons.
For people that are new to whether it's WordPress or even WordCamps, what advice would you give them for like first time WordCamp attendees?
I mean, just go with an open mind, and just go, because I think that sometimes when people go to conferences, especially one that's like so low price, there's a temptation to skip it. In WordCamp Denver, traditionally when it's an in-person event, we provide lunch. We usually provide breakfast on our workshop days. We have all sorts of treats, and then we have our after party where we're also giving attendees free drinks and food and things like that. And I mean, the swag, like there's just so many reasons to go. So yeah, my advice would just be to go in with an open mind.
Awesome. And so I've did a little bit of research, and I know that you speak at WordCamps yourself. What are some of the topics, just so everyone kind of really get to know you, that you love to talk about, that you're passionate about?
Sure. So, I mean, anything along the lines of SEO content. And this year for WordCamp Denver, I'll also be speaking. And the topic that I'm going to be speaking about is about transitioning my business from being me as a freelancer to more of an agency model. And it's something that's definitely, I'm still in the middle of doing that. So it'll be interesting to share kind of the trials and tribulations of making that jump and, just trying to scale a business.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that's something that gets people, especially like speaking at a WordCamp, people think I'm not an expert, so I can't talk about this, but you're kind of in the middle of that transition, but you're a few chapters ahead of someone maybe just starting out, that you can really share your experience and your advice. Now, WordCamp Denver is going virtual, and with virtual camps, it's a little bit different. Like being at a WordCamp, it's all about the local community and coming together, helping small businesses, helping people that go there. How have you all been adjusting to that with the virtual space?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that for all the organizers, it's really important to support the local community. That's always been a huge thing, whether it's virtual or in person. And so a lot of like what we're planning with sponsorship dollars this year, which is great because I'm in charge of that, is going to local businesses in the community. So for example, we are working on this coffee perk for attendees that are local to Colorado and Denver, Boulder, and I think Fort Collins, and possibly also Colorado Springs, where people who have a ticket can go in and get a free cup of coffee. And, it's kind of replacing the normal treats that we have at the in-person conference, but finding a way to, we're giving payments directly to these coffee establishments. We're not expecting that they would give anything for free. And really, we just wanted to find a way to use our sponsorship dollars to support the local community. And there will be some other things happening as well along those same lines. So I'm really excited that we're still able to do that this year.
Yeah. Is there a place on the WordCamp Denver website where we can kind of see some of this stuff?
Yeah, so what'll happen is attendees will all be emailed a link and password to a virtual swag bag, and it's full of exclusive offers from sponsors. It'll have all the information about sponsored Zoom rooms that are happening during the event, as well as any giveaways that sponsors are doing. And so the details of redeeming that perk will be part of this password protected exclusive swag bag.
Awesome. And now you've been a web designer, developer, agency, now owner, or transitioning there for quite some time. Talk to us about how you've really grown to be where you are today, and how has WordCamps kind of helped jumpstart that?
Anytime I've gotten involved with WordCamp as a speaker or as an organizer, or honestly, even as an attendee, it's been a great way to meet people who are in complementary positions. So I do content, but maybe I'll meet a web developer who needs content for a client site, or someone else who runs an agency who wants to outsource some of the content creation to another team. When I started to hit a wall in terms of what I could produce on my own, for the past couple of years, I've actually worked with some virtual assistants who help me with various administrative tasks, research tasks. And so basically these people help to tee me up for when I'm creating content. And now it's just a matter of sort of expanding that process to also find, like, I just recently hired an editor. I'm working on hiring additional writers. And it's luckily, the fact that I had worked with these virtual assistants in the past that make that whole process of hiring, onboarding, and sort of ongoing management a lot easier than if I was just jumping into that now. So I think, like, the biggest takeaway that I could give people is the sooner that you accept that you don't have all the time in the world and you don't have all the skills in the world, you can only know so much, you can only keep up to date with so much. Once you realize that and are willing to sort of cede some of the control, that's when you're going to be able to grow.
All right, so thanks so much, Maddy, for taking us through kind of your experiences with WordCamp and just your business in general. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and ring that bell to get these notifications first. We'll see you next time.